In a world where every other headline seems to be screaming about the dangers lurking in our food, air, and water, it's easy to feel like dodging cancer is a full-time job. The truth is that carcinogens are everywhere. They lurk in processed foods, hide in the exhaust fumes of passing cars, and they're even in our homes in cleaning products and air fresheners. But before you decide to go and live in a bubble, listen to this. Life is all about balance. And I know I'm always telling you what to stay away from to beat cancer as well. So the reason I felt the need to make this video is because I'm always going on and on about eating cancer-fighting foods, exercising regularly, and staying away from sugar, which are all very important, but what I don't talk about very often is how to have balance. How to do all those things that will reduce your cancer risk, but also enjoy yourself once in a while without feeling guilty. Especially when you don't have the energy to get up off the couch, or cook a healthy meal, or if all you can stomach is a McDonald's milkshake. It's true that minimizing your exposure to carcinogens is really important for your health. Nobody's advocating for you to eat fast food every day. But worrying that your cancer will come back if you're not eating like a rabbit can lead to unnecessary stress and anxiety. I know that there's a lot of cancer survivors who scrutinize every ingredient label and question every environmental factor after cancer. They become hyper-aware of the lurking dangers in everyday life. I mean, I don't blame them. Whether it's the char on your grilled meat or the fumes from your neighbor's lawnmower, there's always something to raise an eyebrow at. But here's the thing, stressing over every potential carcinogen won't change the past, and it certainly won't guarantee you a cancer-free future. So instead of driving yourself crazy trying to create a pristine cancer-free bubble, it's healthier to focus on what you can control. Some carcinogens simply can't be avoided, which I'll get into more in a minute. However, your body is built to filter out the chemicals you're exposed to, and it does a pretty good job at doing so, as long as you treat it properly. So instead of worrying about breathing in air pollution or chemicals, because unfortunately we can't always control what we're exposed to in the environment, but we can control what we eat and how we live. So if you're making healthy diet and lifestyle choices most of the time, you're doing just fine. In fact, most dietitians and nutritionists will agree that if you aim to eat healthy 80 to 90% of the time, you can and should still enjoy the occasional ice cream or nachos, whatever floats your boat. Just do it in moderation. Life's way too short not to enjoy the occasional treat. Having this rule for yourself can actually help you to stay on track with eating healthy 80 to 90% of the time if you know you'll be rewarded with a cheat meal, as some people call it. And if you have a week where you end up eating several cheat meals, you can try to make up for it the following week by eating more foods that are anti-inflammatory, like fruits and vegetables, and healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, and fatty fish like salmon. We know for a fact that eating anti-inflammatory foods, exercising regularly, managing stress effectively, and avoiding harmful substances like tobacco and alcohol all really help to reduce our risk of getting cancer or having it come back. And this is because all of these things help to reduce the inflammation in your body. And if there's one thing we know about lowering our cancer risk, it's that reducing systemic inflammation is key. But if you're wondering what systemic inflammation is and how you can avoid it, I'll link a video below for you on just that for you to watch next. And if you think eating healthy means bland, flavorless meals that leave you dreaming of greasy burgers or desserts, well, that's something you should work on because healthy eating doesn't have to be boring. You also can't expect to immediately enjoy the taste of broccoli if all you were used to eating was salty, fatty foods before cancer. Instead, try finding healthier alternatives to your favorite meals and sneak some extra veggies into them. Something else that really helps when you're trying to make healthy changes is learning how to eat more mindfully. Unfortunately, we live in a fast food nation and instant gratification is the name of the game. But when it comes to eating more mindfully, it's all about slowing down and enjoying your food. So rather than scarfing down a meal while you're scrolling through Instagram or binge watching Netflix, try to be present in the moment when you're eating to really savor your food. It's amazing how much more enjoyable your meal becomes when you give it some attention. Also, listen to your body. It sends you all sorts of signals about what it needs, like hunger cues, cravings, and how different foods make you feel. If something doesn't sit right with you, don't force it because it tastes good. Your body knows best. Anyway, back to carcinogens. Not all carcinogens are created equal. They don't all pose the same level of danger, and they don't all lead to the same types of cancer. It really depends on how long and how much of them you're exposed to, and they can affect everyone differently. There's actually a ton of variables at play when it comes to carcinogen exposure. For example, one person can smoke cigarettes their entire life and never get cancer, but then someone else who's never smoked a day of their life can get lung cancer. Cancer is a very complex disease with many variables and unknowns, and it often takes a combination of factors to develop. Another important thing to note is that there are natural and synthetic carcinogens. Natural carcinogens are found in plants, plants, foods, and environmental sources like everything from aflatoxins, which is a fungus, to natural radioactive materials like radon gas. Synthetic carcinogens, on the other hand, are artificially produced substances that are found in pollution and consumer products like benzene, formaldehyde, and pesticides. But both natural and synthetic carcinogens can be dangerous to your health. For example, the aflatoxins, the fungus I was just mentioning, can be found in a lot of dried food products. Like, have you ever eaten a random nut or seed and thought it tasted kind of moldy or off? That's aflatoxins. And eating them often significantly increases your risk of getting liver cancer, but eating them occasionally will likely not lead to cancer. And it's the same with synthetic chemicals like the benzene from your car exhaust. Your risk of getting cancer from the low levels of benzene in the environment is actually quite minimal. So what's important to remember is that most carcinogens are like the Kardashians. They're impossible to avoid. From benzene to mold or asbestos or pesticides, chemicals are everywhere. But that doesn't mean that we're doomed no matter what we do, so we might as well just eat fast food every day. No, there are simple yet effective things we can all do each day to lower our cancer risk or keep it from coming back. Number 1, invest in a good air purifier for your home and office. And honestly, if you have seasonal allergies like myself, a good air purifier can be a game changer. Number 2, exercising regularly can reduce your risk of cancer by 60%. This is because it gets your heart rate up and your blood pumping, which helps to reduce inflammation and eliminate the toxins in your body. Even if you're unable to exercise for whatever reason, try to get as much physical movement in as possible. Number 3, sleep is the ultimate healer. Make sure you're getting enough shut-eye each night to give your body the rest it deserves. And if you need an excuse for a midday nap, know that sleep also helps to reduce systemic inflammation, which, as I mentioned earlier, is the key to cancer prevention. Number 4, cancer may have knocked you down, but I hope it didn't knock the humor out of you. Laughter is not only the best medicine, it's also a powerful weapon against stress after cancer. Stress is horrible for both your mental and physical health, so crack a joke, watch a comedy, or spend some time with that one friend who always knows how to make you laugh. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but I say it takes one to survive cancer. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, make you laugh, and remind you that life's worth living even on the crappiest of days. Whether it's a support group, online community, or just a group chat with friends, having people in your corner can make all the difference in the world. And while we should certainly take these steps every day to protect our health, we shouldn't let the fear of carcinogens dictate every move. So go ahead and enjoy the occasional indulgence and savor every bit of it. After all, a life lived in fear is a life half lived. We may not be able to fully avoid carcinogens, but that's okay, because in the end, it's not about the carcinogens we're exposed to, it's about the choices we make in spite of them. I just want to thank everyone that's subscribed to my channel and has been liking and commenting on my videos, because it not only helps to keep me motivated to make more of them, but it's also telling the YouTube algorithm that people are finding the videos helpful, so it'll share them with more people that can benefit from them as well. Until next time, take care and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.